aside from the presidential election being fairly ominous, I think we're going to be seeing this Israel assault. I think this is going to be a story that's going to last well into 2024.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
And
how can it not?
Well, I also think that, there's reports that Netanyahu and parts of his government want to go into Lebanon. And we see the Houthis, hitting the Red Sea, shipping. Joe Biden has yet to indicate that he's not willing to sort of like shut down what Israel is doing or attempt to. And it's unclear to me that he's not like willing to stay with Netanyahu, even if this thing becomes the regional conflict that supposedly they are desperate to not have happen, and expand beyond that. And there's no indication that Netanyahu wants to do anything other than to continue to have a conflict going, because it's the one thing that is keeping him in office, which may be the one thing that's keeping him out of jail. And, this situation where he's like, where the Israeli public is like, as soon as you're done with this, you're out of office. Well, his incentive is, how do I not be done with this? And, they have a parliamentary system where it's like, we need to put off elections because we have a major war happening on our northern front, would be, one of those type of situations.
And Biden is leaking to the press in the U.S. that he wants to see a change of power. We're in a situation, and like I said this at the start of this, when MBS raised, throttled down the production of oil with OPEC, right, ahead of the 2022 midterms, because he didn't like that Biden had some tough rhetoric on him during the election, and then Biden bumped him, and all is well or whatever. We're going to see this times exponentially with Netanyahu, who is, as Biden begins to just have tiny criticisms of the massacre in Gaza, my guess is, as he ramps it up, he's going to also see this as an opportunity to hurt Biden electorally, because there's nothing more that someone like Netanyahu would want than Trump to get back in office.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, it's the same thing with Ukraine and Putin. They're watching what's happening here, and both Netanyahu and Vladimir Putin see Donald Trump as being an ally. And so it works very well. And he is. So, they're not wrong. This is going to be, the way that this is being handled by them and then by the Biden administration in response is going to have, an effect on the election as they plan. That's why I'm saying, we don't know what events are going to happen here that could, this potential for a regional war, and maybe worse, when you consider all the hot spots all over the place, that's hanging out here. And we just have to hope against hope that doesn't happen, because that's a whole different, that's a conversation I don't think any of us are really prepared to contemplate at the time.
Well, Heather, thanks for wrapping up this year. It's been a while since we had, I feel like 2020 wrapping up was sort of fun. 2021, we were still a little bit hopeful because we thought that maybe this Build Back Better could actually happen. Although I do recall us being like, he should have done this in June instead of letting Sinema and Portman walk in the door. So I guess it's right now we're on maybe one for every 4 years. Is that the way it works?
That are happy?
Where we're, sort of optimistic. But you were a little bit optimistic about the election. So that's good.
I try, I don't want to succumb to just being so depressed that I can't get up in the morning. So I'm going to try and keep myself, somewhat
Teach
Well,
me your tips.
self-care is important.
Teach me your tips.
All right,
Heather.
we just lost you again.
Self-care.
There we go.
Okay.
Heather
Self-care,
Parton,
yeah.
have a great, have a happy holiday, or Christmas,
you
if
too.
that is also what you happen to celebrate, and a happy New Year.
You too. Can't wait. We'll see you next year.
Okay.
See you, Heather.
Bye, Heather.
Bye.